everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Off-Grid Hunter. So today we're going to be testing out 3 of the most popular brands of dehydrated meals. These are primarily used by backpackers, backpack hunters, and occasionally you'll get some people that are stocking up on a bit of this stuff for emergency preparedness. But what I've done today is I tried to get they don't all have the exact same flavors, but I tried to get equivalent type meals. So I got the Mountain House rice and chicken. The Alpine Aire grilled chicken and gumbo was about the closest I could find for an equivalent. And the Backpacker's Pantry, this one is the risotto with chicken. So all of these have roughly the same amount of calories. Ironically, Mountain House has the least amount of sodium by about half. The other two are significantly higher in salt. But we're going to be trying these out for taste, see if they're comparable. And also what I did was I found an old Mountain House package. This is the older versions. This guy here's the newer one. And Mountain House, they say there's a 20-year flavor guarantee. But interestingly, the packages expire much before 20 years. So this guy here actually, when's the expiry on this one? This was, oh, here we go. September 2018, so it's 20, so this is, it's been expired for at least 3 years here, a solid 3 years now. So we'll try this to see if the flavor holds out compared to the new ones. The new one now is slightly, they must have slightly different formula because there is more salt in the new ones, but we'll just try it and we'll give these other 2 brands a go, and I'll let you guys know what I think of the flavor, the texture, and then we'll kind of go through some of the nutritional elements too, which one's best. I've already looked at them all. They're all similar, but there is a few that have, or there's a couple that have slight differences. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so now that we've got the water poured in, this water is actually a little hotter than what I think I'd normally have out in the field. Normally you'd mix up the bag a little bit with your hands or stir it up with the spoon a bit, but we'll just let the water sit and give it 10 minutes or so for everything to get rehydrated. Now, this is a good time to go through some of the nutritional values that I wanted to talk about, and I'm going to talk about the top 3 things that people might be interested in. So number 1, calories. Number 2, carbohydrates, and number 3, salt. So just before we get into that, though, I do want to say, for any of you that have been doing this any amount of time, digging down deep in these taller bags, this new Mountain House bag, I immediately like this one quite a bit better than the other bags. It's shorter, and you could actually just use a regular spoon in this versus a spork or something. So anyway, something to keep in mind if that's important to you. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is go through the calories. So on the old Mountain House, 410 calories for this chicken meal, not very high. The new Mountain House, there's an additional 90 calories, so there's actually 500 calories in this meal, which is close to 20% more calories than the original rice and chicken meal they had. So that's a bonus. All right. Now the Backpackers Pantry, the risotto with chicken. So the nutritional facts are for half a package, so I'll just double it. So the calories would be 600 calories in this pack, so slightly higher than the Mountain House. And for the Alpine Aire, the grilled chicken gumbo, this is the same thing. It tells you for half a pack, so this one would be 560 calories, so somewhere between the Mountain House and the Backpackers Pantry. So the Backpackers Pantry is slightly higher, but all relatively similar for the new Mountain House and these other brands. The old Mountain House was actually quite low with only 410, so that's kind of interesting that they boosted the calorie count on that. Now the next one that is super important, especially if you're diabetic, the carbohydrates. So in the Alpine Aire grilled chicken and gumbo, this one's actually the lowest, I believe, at 21 grams. So well compared to the other ones, but this guy is, I know for sure, the lowest amount of carbs. Backpackers Pantry, the carbs, there's 50 grams in this. So about 2.5 times the amount of carbs in this Backpackers Pantry as this grilled chicken gumbo. But this is what's really going to blow your mind here. So the Mountain House, amount of carbs, 91 grams of carb in the new Mountain House. The old Mountain House packs, the carbs was 62 grams. So even the old one was still 12 grams more than the Backpackers Pantry, but the new one is 91 grams. So if you're diabetic, that's something that you might want to consider. I don't know how much is a lot of carbs in terms of if you have that disease or not, but considering this one's 91 grams and it's, you know, almost 5 times what this Alpine Aire grilled chicken and gumbo is, you're probably better off to go with this if you have diabetes. So, but like I said, I don't really know what's a high level, what's a low level in terms of if you're diabetic. It just seemed like an awful lot of carbs to be 5 times higher than the lowest brand. Okay, now the next one we'll talk about is sodium. So all of these dehydrated, no matter what brand you have, are super high in sodium. So this grilled chicken gumbo, 810 milligrams, and that's only for half serving. So that would be 1,620 milligrams, or 70% of your daily required intake. Super high amount of salt in this. That's mind-blowing almost. Backpacker's Pantry. This one was 1,220 milligrams for half a pack, so that would be 2,440 milligrams for the full meal, and that would be 106% of your daily sodium requirement. So this guy, I think, of all the three, was by far the highest. So highest salt, lowest carb. All right. And now the Mountain House, this is the one a lot of people will be interested in. So the new Mountain House is going to be 1,460 milligrams of salt, or 63%. And the old Mountain House was 1,080 milligrams, or 45%. So the old Mountain House actually has a lot less salt in it than the new one. So the new one, they increased the calories, increased the salt, and jacked up the carbs big time compared to the original version of this. Now, which one would I pick? Well, we'll wait to taste them. They're all not good for you. So let's see how these taste when they're ready in a few minutes. But just as a recap, the one with the lowest carbs was the chicken gumbo by Alpine Aire. The one with the highest carbs was it this guy again? The new Mountain House with 91 grams. The one with the lowest sodium, 63. Sorry, I'm gonna just have to take another quick peek at this again. Oh, sorry. The one with the highest sodium, I believe, was this guy. And yeah, the one with the highest sodium was the Backpacker's Pantry. And the lowest sodium was the original Mountain House, second by the new Mountain House. The highest calories, again, was the Backpacker's Pantry. And the lowest calories was the original Mountain House, followed by the new Mountain House. So that kind of gives you an idea of the different elements of this. The one with this guy here with the 106% of your daily intake of sodium, boy, I don't know if I would be eating 3 of those a day, but this chicken gumbo one, though, I'm pretty intrigued with this. I'm hoping this one works out, because I think this would be a good option. I was a little bit hesitant on this Alpine Aire. When you're at the store looking at all the flavors Alpine Aire has, a lot of them are like pretty ethnic kind of spices and things, and I'm not really a guy that likes a lot of spicy food. This grilled chicken and gumbo looked like about the most least spicy. Mountain House, everyone's familiar with that stuff. It's just plain, basically very plain meals. They taste good, but they're not like super spicy or have any kind of real kick to them. And the Backpacker's Pantry, I consider those ones to be more of like a gourmet type meal. Like they're a little fancy, like chicken risotto is a little fancier type of meal. But okay, let's check back in a couple minutes. We'll give these things a few more minutes here to sit and get rehydrated, and then we'll do our taste test. Okay, I just gave all these bags a little stir here. It's the Mountain House, the Backpacker's Pantry, the Alpine Aire. That actually looks pretty decent. Kind of excited. And the old Mountain House, which really looks like just a whole pile of rice. So anyways, let's go ahead and give this a taste test. All right, so I think I'm going to start with the one that I think is going to be the most bland or the least flavorful, and that's going to be the old Mountain House. It just looks like rice and a little bit of chicken, of course, but I'll give this guy a try. Yeah, it tastes pretty much like I suspect. It tastes like rice with a little bit of chicken broth or something. Actually, the flavor is pretty similar to what these would taste like fresh, from what I remember anyway. So, but not spicy at all. If you're someone that's adverse to spice, I think the Mountain House rice and chicken are about the least spiced meals that there is. Next, I'll try the new Mountain House. Now, the new Mountain House, when you look at it, there's a lot more vegetables in it, like colors. You got green. I assume that looks like celery and red peppers and some carrots in here that you can actually visibly see. It's a little more appealing than just the white rice with what I assume is just chicken bouillon. Ironically, this doesn't taste much different, even with all these extra vegetables and things. It's pretty bland. Doesn't taste bad by any means, but it's not spicy and it's not extra flavorful compared to the old one that's been expired for 4 years. Not too bad. I'm really curious if these next two will be something special though. All right, I'm just going to rinse the spoon off and then we'll try the next one. All right, next one I'm going to try is the risotto with chicken. This one I'm got high hopes for. It looks pretty good. Vegetable, chicken and vegetables in it. Right. Definitely more flavorful than the Mountain House. Not overpowering, but just probably could have used more time to soak. It didn't rehydrate nearly as well as the Mountain House did. Some of the stuff in it's still fairly crunchy, so I probably would add more water and leave this sit a bit longer if I knowing now, but not too bad. But the flavor is actually pretty decent on this. It's not nearly as bland as the Mountain House, but it's not super spicy, and it's not going to be giving you the sweats from the spice factor anyway. So yeah, overall not too bad. Okay. Last but not least, the grilled chicken gumbo. So this looked like about the most normal flavor out of all the ones that they made. So I've got high hopes for this. This looks, appearance-wise, this looks like it should be the most flavorful. Let's find out. All right, now I've had real chicken gumbo in Louisiana. This tastes nothing like it. This tastes very, very bland when you put it in your mouth, and after you swallow this stuff, you get an aftertaste of that Cajun spice. But I mean, this is actually kind of disappointing. This I thought was going to have the most potential. Definitely it's the most colorful with the vegetables and things, but I'll give it one more shot. Yeah, no. Second bite was just as bad as the first. I don't care for this one. I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's super bland while you're eating it, and then it's just got this wicked aftertaste like you've just put cayenne pepper in your mouth or something. But this one's not very good. This is actually pretty disappointing. If this tasted anything at all like real chicken gumbo, I'd be all over it. But yeah, I'm not really a fan of this guy. So I'm going to say this one's out if I'm going on to my next trip anyway. Alright guys, I would say out of the 3 brands we tested today, I'd say number 1 for flavor is Backpacker's Pantry, then the Mountain House, and then last this Alpine Aire Chicken Gumbo. This stuff was not very good at all. I really disliked it. And the Old Mountain House, this actually wasn't too bad. For being 4 years or 3 years expired, it actually was pretty decent. So if you have these old ones, don't throw them out. They're probably still good. They say they last 20 years, whether they do or not, I don't know. But the Old Mountain House actually wasn't bad at all. But these Backpacker Pantries are actually, flavor-wise, I'd say this was probably the best one, with the Mountain House being a relatively close second. So there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the review. Leave your comments below if there's other brands that you've tried that you like. Just leave it in the comments below. I'm really interested in hearing from you guys. I am always looking to improve the dehy meals that I take with me. None of these are healthy for you, so you know the nutritional information doesn't really matter for myself. It's they're all kind of the same, high sodium, low calorie kind of stuff that's just lightweight. So if you guys have found a brand that you find is super flavorful or that you really like, just let me know. I'd love to test it if it's not here. Price wise, I believe this Backpacker's Pantry is actually the most expensive, so probably why it tastes the best. The Mountain House, I believe, was the second least, or I think it's most expensive, middle of the road, and I think this was the least expensive, but not by much, if I remember right. Well, guys, that's it for this review. If there's any other brands that you guys currently use that we haven't talked about today, make sure you leave them in the comments below and why you like those brands. I am always looking to improve my gear and my meal kit, and any tips and suggestions would also be helpful. But anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.